News Channel 5 on your site presents Kaleidoscope, focusing on people who make a difference in Northeast Ohio communities.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the broadcast. I should say good afternoon and welcome to the broadcast. Cleveland Clinic's Asthma Center hosts a Lung Wellness Family Day in early June, and Dr. Sumitra Khatri is along with us. She's co-director of the center, and here with her is Andrew Moses, who is a board member of the American Lung Association, and they'll tell us more about this event that's going on. Then later on, we'll hear from Richard Deschat, the secretary and treasurer of the Greater Cleveland Fisher House, and later on the broadcast after that, we'll hear from Dr. Janelle Vick, Executive Director of the Cleveland Hearing and Speech Center. So good afternoon once again, everybody. This is Leon Bibb coming to you, and good to have you with us as always. This is Kaleidoscope, and so we begin. Beginning with Dr. Sumitra Khatri, who's co-director of the Asthma Center for Cleveland Clinic, and Andrew Moses, who's board member of the American Lung Association. Good to have you both with us.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, things are well over at the Cleveland Clinic Asthma Center?
Yes, we are well, and we want our patients to be well, so we're there for them. Yes, so, thank you.
Yeah. Refresher, what happens when a person has asthma? What happens to the body?
Well, what happens is whatever reason the asthma gets triggered, either from allergies or changes in temperature or pollution, there's a spasming and an inflammation of the lung airways, and that results in symptoms that sometimes are predictable and sometimes not. Often it's coughing and wheezing and shortness of breath. Sometimes it's fatigue, but it's a chronic condition people have learned to live with, and we don't have to live with it. We have to live on and not let it get in the way.
Who's most likely to be affected?
Well, children are affected quite a bit, about 8 or 10% of children, and in certain areas more, actually. In Cleveland, it's a higher number. And then adults, actually, there seems to be a switch. In early age, it's more boys than girls, and a lot of allergies. And then after adolescence, there's more women than men. And it's not exactly clear why, but often also you see it in more of the minority population and people living in cities.
Yeah. Andrew Moses is with us as well. He's board member of the American Lung Association. It is good to breathe, isn't it?
It is.
The lungs are very important. That's right. What the Lung Association talks about all the time, right?
That's right. I've had asthma my whole life, and when I moved to Cleveland 2.5 years ago, I really wanted to get involved with the community coming out of law school, and the Lung Association was something that immediately got my attention, and it's something I've been very passionate about, and we're thrilled to have the clinic and Rainbow Children's and a lot of other partners in putting on this event. Yeah,
you've got a partnership coming up. You've got the Lung Wellness and Family Day, which is set for Saturday, June 4th. Tell me about that.
So it's a sort of a three-pronged event. The first is we're going to have pulmonary function testing screenings to help people understand and get them aware if they have some sort of lung condition or lung abnormality. We have physicians there that will help counsel people if they do have an issue. And then there's also the second piece of it is education. We're trying to get people aware of what are the impacts asthma has, what are triggers that might cause someone's asthma to flare up, and really get the whole community aware, because as Dr. Khatri always says, it takes a village really to treat any lung issue.
Yeah. Dr. Go ahead.
No. And lastly, we're hoping we get a nice sunny June day, and we'll have the kids outside
We'll see what we can do.
We'll see what we can do. Yeah.
We'll ask the right places.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
we never know.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
Dr. Khatri, to tell me about what you want people to walk away with who come to this Lung Wellness and Family Day on Saturday, June 4th, at the Boys and Girls Club on Broadway Avenue. What do you want people to get?
A few things. Wellness is important for everyone. You know, when it comes to chronic conditions, no matter what they are, if you have this spirit of trying to be well, you will always do better, and how can we help you be well? Second thing is, asthma is something that people realize they have, they learn to live with, and it shouldn't be that they have to think about their breathing. They need to treat their asthma so it doesn't get in the way of what they need to do. And for those people whose asthma really is in the way, it's even more essential to understand what gets them going, what makes them have more triggers, and how to manage them, so that we are here as partners with them.
Yeah. This event is free and open to the public.
Free and open to the public. I'll be honest with you, as a physician, I sit and I ruminate over the fact that in my clinic, I don't really know what it's like for them in their own environment. I want to show that there needs to be a bridge and a partnership from them at home and me in the clinic, but also this is me trying to find them in their homes.
Okay, let's give a good plug. It's going to be Saturday, June 4th, this Lung Wellness and Family Day, Saturday, June 4th. It's going to be held at the Boys and Girls Club, and that's located at 6114 Broadway Avenue on the near southeast side of Cleveland. And what time do you start? What time of the day?
We start at 11.
11 in the morning?
11 to 3. Come, stay all that time. We'd welcome to have you.
Get more information on it. You played football for Ohio State University on that championship team, 2005. Well, the Rose Bowl championship.
Rose,
the
yeah,
big,
2009.
Big,
yeah, we didn't get all the way, but we had a great run.
How was it playing football with asthma?
It was a challenge, and you know, the physicians and the trainers at Ohio State do an unbelievable job of helping you understand your condition, but also being there when you have flare-ups. And it was something that really made me pay attention and learn about my condition to make sure I could be as effective and have as good of a career as I could have. And so part of the reason why I got so involved with this was because I understood that if I didn't understand that I had asthma, if I didn't have people to help me, I would have never accomplished what I wanted to accomplish there. And so this event is really crucial to help people understand they might have a condition and give them the tools to fight back and accomplish what they want.
And live with it.
And live with it.
And because he's got to live with it.
He has to live with it.
Yeah, there is
But
there's
he
no
can
cure.
persevere.
No cure.
No cure. We have to accept it. It comes and goes. With treatment, it can be managed, and it should not be in your way. And he's a living, breathing example of that.
For more information, the audience can call 216-445-1701. We've got the number, I think, at the bottom of the screen. Yes, we do. Or you can go to clevelandclinic.org/lung wellness. More information on everything we're talking about. But really, we're kind of pushing the Lung Wellness and Family Day. It is set for Saturday, June the 4th at the Boys and Girls Club. That is at 6114 Broadway Avenue in Cleveland. Starts at 11 o'clock in the morning and goes until 3 in the afternoon.
Thank you so very much.
Oh, it is my pleasure, Dr. Sumitra Khatri. She's co-director of the Asthma Center for Cleveland Clinic, and Andrew Moses, who's a board member of the American Lung Association. We appreciate what you do and appreciate what you did at Ohio State University, too, as a football player. Many thanks. Good to have you on the broadcast.
Thanks for having us.
I'll take a break. I'll be right back in just a moment. This is Kaleidoscope. Welcome back to more of Kaleidoscope. Plans are underway for the groundbreaking for a Fisher House in Cleveland later this year. Richard DeShant is Secretary and Treasurer of the Greater Cleveland Fisher House, and he joins me now to discuss the fundraising process for this home, which is slated to be built near the Lewis Stokes VA Medical Center in University Circle section of Cleveland. Rich DeShant, good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Thank you for having me.
With you?
Things are going very well and going even better for the Greater Cleveland Fisher House. The biggest news being we are getting 2 Fisher Houses in Cleveland. We had the National Foundation in a couple months ago to do a site survey. The home is going to be located at East 105th and Ashbury, just about a block and a half north of the Lewis Stokes VA, which is, and a normal Fisher House is 20 suites, pretty big. Yeah. And the National Foundation looked at the architecture of the neighborhood and said, let's help preserve this. What would you guys in Cleveland think if we went with 2 smaller 14-suite houses?
Before you get too deep in this, explain to the audience what the Fisher House is.
Best way to describe a Fisher House, the elevator speech, it's a Ronald McDonald type comfort home for military families and caregivers, where they can stay free of charge while their loved one is undergoing treatment either at a Veterans Administration medical center or at a military hospital.
And the VA hospital is right around the corner.
Right around
Virtually
the corner.
Walking distance.
Walking distance, and yeah, it'll be very close.
Yeah. So we're able to get 2 Fisher Houses for the cost of 1.
For the cost of 1. Our goal has been to raise $3 million. We are doing very well. We're in the home stretch. We're at $2.8 million raised. We can complete this mission. But we asked Fisher House, well, a second house, another $3 million, and to show you the integrity of the Fisher House National Foundation, no, we are picking up the cost, the entire cost of the second house. Yeah. We are going to get 2 Fisher Houses in Cleveland for the price of 1.
But you can always use the money from somebody else if they want to contribute.
Always. There are additional ways to support for programs for the families who will be staying at the house. Fisher House has a program called Hero Miles, where people can donate air mileage to fly families in and out of Cleveland who will be coming to Stokes.
How vital is this for the families of veterans and for the veterans themselves?
It is absolutely vital. The Fisher House gives families an opportunity to heal together as families. I'm over at Stokes a lot. I see young men and women going through their rehab, and they're very focused. They're doing well, but then you look into the room and there's mom and dad, and it's been 2-3 years since their son or daughter was wounded. They still don't understand what's happened, and they're having trouble comprehending. The way a Fisher House is designed, very open, a lot of flow that promotes interactivity, that moms and dads can share the experience that they've gone through. Again, families get a chance to heal as families, and all the doctors we have worked with in this project, VA, even private sector doctors, say the healing process goes better when the family is present.
So while that veteran is in the hospital getting treatment for whatever, the family can be nearby.
Correct.
At
And
no
it does
cost.
at no cost, and it doesn't matter the conflict. A lot of people think Fisher Houses are only for Iraq, Afghanistan vets. No, this could be the family of a World War II vet, a Vietnam veteran, Korean veteran, Gulf War I, or the current conflict.
Anytime, any
veteran.
Any veteran.
Any veteran.
And we thank you for what you've done. Rich DeShant and I have been
Thank you.
together on veterans programs all the time over the years, and I was embedded as with the Coast Guard as a reporter. I went with you to the Persian Gulf.
To the
for
first Gulf War.
The first Gulf War, I went with Rich DeShant and that Coast Guard unit out of Cleveland. I was embedded as a reporter, and we talk a lot about my military background, of course, Vietnam, and yours,
Sure.
and the Persian Gulf War and all of that. So it's always good to have you. Let's
you,
put
sir.
a phone number on the screen where people can get more information.
More
on everything
information,
we're
you can call the Fisher House number at 440-377-0067. The website is very simple, Greater Stokes Fisher House or stokesfisherhouse.org.
StokesFisherHouse.org.
Yeah, Lou was a big supporter of us when we started. stokesfisherhouse.org. So either the number or the website.
And you're taking money, too, from anybody who wants to contribute as well. Although somebody's picking up the tab for Fisher House, we can complete the mission.
We're ready to complete the
Where can
mission.
people send that money?
That money can go to the Fisher House at, the address is 21886 Seabury, S-E-A-B-U-R-Y, Seabury Avenue, Cleveland, 44126.
44126 is the zip code. I'm going to send you a check on that. I'll send you a personal check on that because I believe in what veterans do. We got to take care of each other. Many thanks, Rich DeShant.
Thank you for the opportunity, as always.
Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you, my friend.
And he's a Coast Guard, so we'll say Semper Paratus.
Semper Paratus. Thank
Always
you.
prepared.
Always ready.
And you're always ready. You're always ready. My friend, thanks so much. Coming up next, we'll talk about commemorating Better Hearing and Speech Month. All of that in just a moment. Welcome back to Kaleidoscope. Good to have you with us today. We're going to be talking to Dr. Janelle Vick, Executive Director of the Cleveland Hearing and Speech Center here in the greater Cleveland area. Good to have you with us, Dr. Vick.
Thank you.
Things are well at the Cleveland Hearing and Speech Center?
Things are going great. We just turned 95 years old, so we've been serving the community for almost a century now.
Well, that's a good thing. It's a lot of things were happening about 100 years ago in this town. A lot of wonderful things were happening, and the Cleveland Hearing and Speech Center was one of those.
It's true. Yeah. President Garfield's daughter-in-law founded us.
Oh, is that right?
She lost her hearing later in life and started a place where people could learn to speech read, or lip read as it was called at that time. So.
And you are still doing things like that?
We still work
That's
very
your primary
closely.
mission?
We work with people who are deaf, we work with people who are hard of hearing, and just generally people with communication disorders. So speech and language can also cause a communication disorder.
Yeah. Sometimes we wonder, is hearing loss sometimes associated with dementia?
It is.
Do they kind of go together sometimes?
It's, you know, it's associated with a whole host of medical and health-related issues, but most recently we've really recognized that it's associated with an increased risk for dementia. So those who have mild, moderate, and severe hearing loss have 2 times the risk, 4 times the risk, and 5 times the risk of dementia. So it's really important for people who have recognized that they're having trouble hearing, or if their spouse or their loved one is having trouble hearing, to come and get an evaluation and consider treatment. If you treat it sooner, we're suspecting that it's going to decrease the risk of the brain-related changes.
So what's going to be happening during Better Hearing and Speech Month? What are you going to be doing?
Well, our task is really to increase awareness about communication disorders. They affect more than 40 million Americans. The cost to America is extraordinary, over $150 million a year. And it's important for people to recognize that communication disorders impact quality of life and health and well-being. So taking care of it is something that somebody can do to take care of their general health.
Where do we start with that? I mean, if somebody thinks the family member's having a hearing loss, or they know that they're having a hearing loss, what do they do?
I think it's very important to be sure to reach out to a licensed audiologist. So there's audiologists all around town. We have great audiologists at Cleveland Hearing and Speech Center, but that's the gold standard. That's the person who can best take care of your hearing and provide treatment. And I think people are afraid. They think, I don't want this big hearing aid. But hearing aids have really come down in size, and it's not your grandmother's hearing aid.
It certainly isn't.
No, they connect with your iPhone or smartphone, so you can take calls, you can listen to music. They're highly connective now, and it's an important part of taking care of your health.
When you're driving down the street and you pull up to a red light, and the guy or the woman in the car next to you has got a radio on that is with his or her windows up, and you still hear it in your car, what do you say about that person listening to that?
You know, the loudness of our world is increasing, but people are imposing a good deal of loudness, and this causes hearing loss in young people. We're seeing increasing rates of hearing loss in younger and younger people, and that person next to you with those subwoofers that are vibrating your car is at a huge risk. But there's also the person sitting next to you where you can hear their music through their earbuds. If you can hear it sitting next to them, they're at risk for damaging their hearing as well. So it's a loud world, and people are hurting.
So we've got to pay attention to that kind of thing.
We do.
If we get that hearing loss, can it return? Can it be fixed medically?
Medically, unfortunately, we cannot return hearing to what it was. There is a great amount of science going on to help us understand how to restore hearing. Right now, the gold standard would be to be fit with a hearing aid that's going to make sounds louder so that you can better engage with family, you can continue to work. So hearing aids are a great solution. The technology has come a long way. And there's other surgical approaches that are also used to treat hearing loss.
I want to put a phone number on the screen where you can get more information on everything Dr. Janelle Vick is talking about. She's the Executive Director of the Cleveland Hearing and Speech Center. 216-231-8787, and you can go to chsc.org, chsc.org. You're located right there in University Circle.
We are, and we actually have 4 locations around town. We have a location in South Euclid. We see people for hearing evaluations in Lorain County, and we also have a location in Broadview Heights. We would love to take care of you, and we have great affiliations around town. We do research with Case Western. We really are the hearing experts. So,
is there anything you can suggest to people that they can do right now regarding keeping their hearing and protecting their hearing? What would you say?
Turn down the music. And stay engaged with family. So if one of your family members has a hearing loss and is having a hard time understanding, it's good to be face-to-face. It's good to be well lit, not have backlighting, and it's good to just over-articulate and use accentuated speech so that person can better understand.
So we'll be talking about these things all during Better Hearing and Speech Month.
Absolutely.
Which is going on, but we talk about it 12 months a year.
We do. We do. Absolutely.
And it's a good thing. Dr. Janelle Vick is Executive Director of the Cleveland Hearing and Speech Center located in University Circle of Cleveland. Thanks so much for being on the broadcast.
Thank you.
And we hear everything you're saying.
That's great.
We're paying attention to what you've said.
That's great. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Dr. Vick. I'll take a break. In a moment, I'll be right back. This is Kaleidoscope. But first, these words especially for you. Welcome back to more of Kaleidoscope. This is the Morning Exchange segment. That means Teresa McCurry is here. She's author of the book Running Things and an entrepreneur. She joins me now to talk about her book and about mentoring young people. The name of the book is Running Things.
Running Things.
Running
Yes,
Things.
sir.
Yeah. Tell me about, first off, you do a little bit of a motivational speaking and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
as well.
you know, people say motivation. I call it inspirational because there's a difference between motivational speaking and inspirational speaking.
Yeah.
So I want to inspire people to action, and motivating people normally motivates them to do something that you want them to do, but inspiring inspires them to do something that they want to do. So I love to inspire people to go to the next level, ideally entrepreneurs.
Yeah. You've got a new book coming out. This is your second book called Running Things.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
the second
That's the
revised,
second one,
expanded
and
edition.
And you got the first book. It's out here too. That's the first book, Running Things.
Yeah, so this is the
That's
10th
the second
year.
book,
Yeah,
yeah.
the 10th year anniversary edition.
What do you mean by running things?
Running things is taking care of business. How do you run things? How do you run your household? How do you run your ministry? How do you run your business? So that's what I mean by running things.
Yeah. What was your inspiration to do this?
Well, I've always been an entrepreneur. My mother instilled entrepreneurship in me at an early age. So I owned a salon and spa for 10 years. And then after that, I wrote the first book. And now I'm doing my inspirational speaking and my entrepreneur coaching. And I'm still running things on another level.
Yeah. Where can we find the book, Running Things?
You can find it on Amazon at authorhouse.com. And I'll be having a book launch. I'll be having a book launch on May the 22nd
tell me about
at
that,
the
yeah.
Willoughby Hills Community Center. So it'll be the first, releasing the 10th year anniversary edition to the world. So I'm excited about that.
What do you want people to realize in running things? If there's one thing you could say, people say, Teresa McCurry, how can I run things? I'm not in charge of anything. What do you say?
Well, first of all, you have to realize that you're not in charge of anything, that God is in control. And when you release it to the Lord, He will just open up doors supernaturally for you that you would have never had an opportunity to do. So you're really not running things, you're running things through Him.
So I hear a sermon coming
All
along there.
right, amen. Pass the offering plate.
And you're very much involved in the church.
Very much
you and your
so.
family very
yes,
much
my
involved.
husband and I pastor a church.
Yeah, and that's part of the sermon and the approach from your church, right?
Yes, yes. We really instill entrepreneurship and just letting God be in control of your life.
Yeah, you might as well tell the name of the church we've come this far.
All right, it's New Beginnings Ministry, West 73rd off of Clark. I'm Senior Pastor Gregory McCurry.
Where do people make mistakes in not doing what they should do?
I think they make mistakes by going after a dollar instead of going after their passion. Because when you're passionate about something, you'll give it everything that you have and the money will come. So instead of saying, okay, what's the hot topic, what's trending, I need to go after my passion because God created you to be a certain way. And you have innate ability inside of you. So if you go after that, the money will come.
And in our final 10 seconds, if you follow your passion, the money will take care of
If you
itself.
follow your passion, the money will come, guaranteed.
You will have enough.
To be running things and everything else.
Okay, well, we're running out of time right now because the director is running things right here.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you
many
so
thanks.
much for having me. I appreciate you so
You're on the
much.
broadcast. Take care, everybody. Appreciate you watching Kaleidoscope. I'm Leon Bibb. Be well.
This has been a presentation of News Channel 5's Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland.